In today's video, we are doing a comprehensive and detailed analysis for not only Bitcoin's short-term price action, but for the possibility of an altcoin season. Taking a look at Bitcoin dominance, the altcoin total 3 market cap, the total market cap, and Bitcoin, all in today's video. Let's dive on in. Okay, MegaWhale team, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're all having an absolutely fantastic day today. In today's video, we are taking a look at the recent short-term price action of Bitcoin, discussing the macro charts, and even talking about why we believe the altcoin season is literally about to begin. And we have so much to go over today, so we'll jump right into it. Now, before we do, smash that like button, hit that comment button, and subscribe to the channel. We post daily videos for Bitcoin, focusing on the facts, the data, the technical, and the structural information. No hype, no BS, no emotion, pure raw TA. If that is the kind of content you are interested in, you can join us on Telegram. It is the first link down below. You'll get access to charts, updates, videos, educational posts, news events, and everything you need to stay in the loop with cryptocurrency, with Bitcoin, and the relevant economic news. And of course, if you are interested in joining our VIP channel, you can do that by clicking the pinned comment in the free channel, clicking my name or the links for more information. You'll get access to all of the trade setups we post with exact entries, exact targets, exact stop losses, trade justification, exclusive analysis, and even all of our group chats, our general chat, our trading chart and education chat, our daily video, our help, and our news chat. Check it out, guys. Over 700 members in there. Again, click the pinned comment in the free channel for more information, and we do have a sale on at the moment. You can check it out. Let's dive on in. So as we just mentioned, we have a whole bunch to take a look at. We are taking a look at why we believe the altcoin season has started, and this is literally just the beginning based on our historical data and what Bitcoin dominance is now showing us. We're also going to be taking a deep look at the short-term price action for Bitcoin, discussing whether or not we're going to be able to see a move over 100,000, how the price action is moving, and what to expect going forward. What are the worst case scenarios? What are the best case scenarios, and how you can plan and execute no matter what occurs. We'll also be taking a look at what impact these possible scenarios may have on the altcoin season. And of course, we'll be going over the macro charts, discussing invalidations and much more. So guys, let's jump into the market data to start. 24-hour volume is down 19%, 248 billion over here. Again, we are seeing a little bit of a decrease in volume this week, as Bitcoin is more or less in this boring zone, right? We had this week push up to 100,000, or 1 week push, should I say, up to 100,000. We had a whole bunch of engagement, whole bunch of, hype coming to the space, and then we saw a correction to 91K, and I think that disheartened a lot of people. We are seeing this slow grind back upwards. With the reduction in volume, a reduction in liquidations is expected, down 21% at 200 million, with 131 million in long liquidations and 77 million in short liquidations. If we take a look at the price action, you would have known, if you were following me on Twitter, if you were following me on Telegram, we posted very clearly, and I'll show you the post. We made it very, very clear. We said highly likely the move down for Bitcoin is over, and we posted that at the exact bottom of this move. We posted not the exact bottom, maybe about $50 to $100 above the bottom of that move, and we told you guys we were expecting a continuation, a reversal, and we discussed this falling wedge structure in our prior video, telling you that we had rising momentum, a decreasing trend line in a falling wedge pattern, representing that the sellers that have been pushing the price action down have exhausted. And if we move over back to our Telegram channel, you can see in this Telegram channel, where is it? We showed you a possible scenario that we could see Bitcoin playing out. We expected a break toward the upside, rejection, and then a pullback. And we have seen exactly that play out. So we're going to be taking a deep look at this in today's video, talking about the next moves. But big congratulations to everyone who followed along and trusted the charts. We had a nice reversal from there. Moving over to the DXY, rejecting from the range high as expected. Again, we close a weekly candle below the range high. We are then expecting this to be marked as deviation, expecting a strong correction into the low. And this is kind of perfect timing for a altcoin season, right? If we see this massive pullback of even DXY, generally risk assets go up as everything's kind of valued against the dollar. So if we see the dollar decrease, generally we're going to see assets increase. Now again, that is a general statement over a broad macro time frame. We've gone into massive detail before about the nuances of that statement, but there's no need to do that in today's video. Simply just watching the overall macro directional shifts of the DXY, that is what is important. Looking at the S&P 500 weekly close in 18 hours, struggling to get above the prior high. This is again a resistance level acting as a bullish trigger, a point of which we need to break above to see that continuation higher. We've said time and time again, we are playing the S&P 500 from a level by level basis. If you've been following along, we told you the bull market started May 23rd and we were expecting a $6,000 target. We have hit that target. We hit it a while ago. And now from here on out, we are playing level by level. We are bullish above the prior high, and if we drop below, we will turn bearish. We will turn macro bearish if the prior high is lost, as that would signify a structural shift in the price action, and a structural shift is simply a representation that the buyers at this level have exhausted and the price will likely continue lower. Now, for the price to continue higher, we are going to need to close a weekly candle above our weekly highs over here and see a continuation. Moving over, guys, that is what we're going to be talking about kind of in today's video. We're going to go over all the stuff we mentioned at the start. So before we get into that, if you were interested in supporting yourself, supporting the channel, and getting a massive 15% lifetime trading fee discount on all your trading fees, now that's not it. It can build up to a 45% discount. Go ahead, sign up to the link down below, BitGet, BitUnix, or BingX. Again, you can use those links to support me, support the videos, and support yourself in your trading journey. Pretty hefty discount. Check it out. We'll play an ad and we'll jump in. I'd like to introduce our partner, BitUnix. BitUnix is a global, non-KYC, no country restriction exchange, making it a perfect exchange to trade on if you're from the USA, from Canada, the Netherlands, or just prefer to trade without KYC. This exchange is a futures and spot exchange with over 200 different trading pairs and some of the lowest fees in the game. If you sign up with my link down below, you'll get access to 15% off your trading fees, as well as an exclusive reward center where you can claim up to a multitude in USDT prizes. So go ahead and sign up with my link down below for 15% off, and I'll see you in there. Okay, legends, let's go ahead and get stuck into it. And we are starting on what is probably the most exciting topic, and that is altcoin season. Are we entering altcoin season? How is altcoin season looking? What are the key levels and triggers that are leading us to believe that this is the start of altcoin season? And we're going to be taking a look at the total 3. We're taking a look at Bitcoin dominance and even the total market cap to discuss this. So first and foremost, we've gone through this chart a few times, but I do want to go through it again. This is going to be our total 3 chart. We've got Bitcoin dominance represented by the black linear chart on the overlay at the bottom side, and the golden chart is going to be Bitcoin. That is again the golden linear chart on the top side. The price chart is going to be a representation of the total 3 market cap. Now there are 2 vertical lines we have in this chart represented by our red lines. The 21st of January, this is going to be, the 4th of January 2021 and the 18th of November 2024. We also have 6 green circles. Each green circle represents a key pivot for both the total, for Bitcoin dominance, or for the altcoin market cap. Let's discuss, guys. If we take a look at the prior cycle, we had a yearly long horizontal resistance represented by our gray box. This was simply the dead cat bounce high, so the highest point the total 3 market cap reached after the all-time high was in, but before we entered mass capitulation to brand new lows. This was represented by our yearly resistance, which is also our altcoin season trigger. We can see a similar thing occurred in our most recent cycle, the dead cat bounce high before capitulation to brand new lows. This was our yearly resistance and our altcoin trigger. What we can notice is that we have broken above our altcoin season trigger, similar to how we broke above it in 2021. And the reason I say it's similar is because at the time of which we broke through in 2021, Bitcoin had just completed its first major rally, okay, after its all-time high breakout. This was its all-time high breakout, this red line. This was its first major rally, and at the top of that rally, Bitcoin local top, we saw the altcoins break through. But not only did we see the altcoins break through the altcoin season trigger, we saw Bitcoin dominance begin to fall. Let's take a look at this cycle. What we have seen, Bitcoin's first major rally post all-time high, we saw a local top. We saw a local top and a strong 8 to 9% correction. Okay, moving over, what else have we seen? We have seen the altcoin market break through its yearly altcoin season trigger. Okay, that's 2 for 2. And Bitcoin dominance is also falling. But Bitcoin dominance, is it really falling? Let's take a look. As we can see, Bitcoin dominance has been in an uptrend since October 2022, as per this diagonal uptrend, retesting it twice at the base, once during the middle, and now a third time, guys, at the highs after ejecting from a key point of resistance. Most importantly, we can see the uptrend on the RSI has been lost, indicating that we are now seeing a negative momentum shift, meaning that the Bitcoin dominance chart is dropping with increasing momentum toward the downside. This is a sign that is highly likely we are going to see a breakdown of this trend line, which will give us 3 of the 3 validations, Bitcoin dominance falling, that we need to confirm an altcoin season. So guys, I think this is probably, out of all of the times we've had over the last 2 years or whatever it's been, this is probably the most likely time we see an altcoin season to start. This is probably the most probable moment that we'll see an altcoin season starting. Now, nothing in trading is 100%, right? There's always a chance something bad happens, some random news comes out, some crazy policies come out that just completely squander the altcoin market cap. There's a possibility for that, of course. But if we're looking at our historical data, if we're looking at our structural levels, if we're looking at the money flow between assets within the cryptocurrency space, this is kind of all of the building blocks have been put in the perfect line. All of the planets aligned perfectly, all right? Everything's lined up perfectly for an altcoin season here. It's just a matter of if it's going to actually occur. So, you know, from a structural perspective, from a technical perspective, I would say the probabilities are significant that we do see altcoins start to do well, provided the rest of the market holds up. Now, as we know, there is one more element to an altcoin season. For us to see altcoin season, we also need to see, alongside with Bitcoin dominance falling, we need to see the total market cap increase, right? Because if the cryptocurrency market is moving down and Bitcoin dominance is moving down, that doesn't mean altcoins will go up. That just means altcoins will drop less in comparison to its Bitcoin pairs. So we need to see all of this, plus we need to see the total market cap going up. What have we just seen? On the weekly for the total market cap, we have just seen a retest of the prior all-time high. A retest of the prior all-time high. Now, this is something I'm going to do kind of on the spot because I haven't really looked back at this. But if we take a look at the weekly chart on Bitcoin, okay, we can see that when we officially broke through that all-time high, we saw a strong move upwards. That was our rally post all-time high breakout. So there is a pretty good chance that the total market cap may see a continuation higher from here, provided this level is able to sustain. So I'm expecting, again, total 3 increasing, total increasing, Bitcoin dominance decreasing, and the altcoin season comes. So that is kind of where I'm sitting. Now, of course, we have to give you invalidations. At what point do we say, well, that didn't happen? At what point do we say, well, it's not likely anymore? Very easy to answer that, actually. All we'd really need to see is we would need to see the altcoin season trigger invalidate, meaning we'd simply just need to see the total 3 break back below the trigger and go downwards. And look, even if that happens, we will still come out with a significant profit. The reason being, guys, is because we told you that altcoins were going to gain significant strength. Not up over here. We told you altcoins were going to gain significant strength when they broke out of this horizontal consolidation and we entered around 640 billion market cap for our altcoins. So, you know, we're up a significant profit already. It's looking pretty decent, but a invalidation would be a drop back below like 840 billion in my eyes on the weekly. That would kind of, you know, probably massively impact the possibility for this altcoin continuation. Let's move over to Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin's chart is looking, you know, a little bit iffy over here. we're kind of like in this middle zone between a major support and resistance. We've kind of developed a bit of a range. So we're zooming over here. We have got our major supports. Our major supports being these prior lows, essentially, right? And our major level of resistance essentially just being this $99,000 region. And we can see we're kind of in the middle of this range here, just chopping sideways. We do have some shorter term supports. I'd be looking mostly at around 94,000 as a shorter term support, 93.8 to 94K. And again, our short-term resistances are simply just going to be these prior highs. We're looking around 96,000 to 96.8. Until then, we are very much just chopping sideways. This is kind of the bias I'd be sitting in right now. While we remain above this lower level of support, I would then be expecting continuations into 99K. If we drop below 94K, I would be expecting corrections back into 91,000. Now, I do not expect the price action to move into the $100,000 region while we remain below 99,000. If we break above 99,000, I'll give you the exact level in a second. Let's just zoom out again. The exact level we would want to see a break above is going to be at around 98,600. If we are able to break above 98,600, in my eyes, we will see a continuation into the $100,000 region. Okay, so if we break above there, we are definitely most likely going into the $100,000 region. On the short term, there's a possibility we come back down to retest in here and then continue. But if we drop back below here, we are expecting correction. So as you can tell by what I'm saying, the short-term price action for Bitcoin is a little choppy now. We are moving into the weekend. We actually have some news events coming up next week. The main ones I do want to be taking a look at is going to be on the 5th of December, and that is going to be the Federal Reserve speech by Jerome Powell. We all know that he kind of gives a lot of word vomit. We all know he is kind of up and down with what he's expecting, and sometimes we've seen the market react quite volatile to what he's saying during the speech. We also do have NFP coming up, that is on the 6th of December, and NFP is a pretty good indication of inflation, how that's tracking along, and as a consequence of the last 2.5 years of people getting wrecked by inflation, the market and people, which is basically just the market, are a little bit hypersensitive to anything that is suggested that inflation is rising, even if it is rising for all the right reasons. So we do have to be aware that maybe some indications that inflation is rising could put some downward pressure, even if the rising inflation is a consequence of cheaper debt, which is essentially contributing to more spending, which results in economic growth, which results in inflation. So even if the inflation is caused by good means, okay, we can see that perceived to be negative in the market. And as we know, the market moves on perceived systematic risk, not actual risk. It is the perception of what the risk is like in a future period that facilitates the market to react and position itself to buffer whatever that may be at a future date. Remember, the market is future seeing, it is forward seeing. If you're waiting for the economic environment to shift in your favor, chances are the market's already moved towards that direction by the time the economic environment has shifted in your favor. But that's a whole nother story, guys. Let's just end the video there, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. Hope you learned something. Let me know down below what you guys think, okay? Do you think we're going to see an altcoin season? But most importantly, do you think this is the start of the altcoin season? And if you say no, I would actually like to hear some constructive reasons why. We've taken a look at the data over here. You know, if there's something I'm missing, I would actually like to know, because, you know, the altcoin season is one of those things that isn't hard. It isn't a hard fact like we see with Bitcoin. When we're trading Bitcoin, we have our strategies, we have our data. When we're looking at altcoin season, it is slightly more speculative. Altcoins are a situational investment. They are more speculative by nature. We can see things occur that we've never seen before. So thanks for tuning in. Catch you guys in the next video. See you then.